So the Barbie movie premiered Friday, July 21st, I think. Yeah, I went to see it yesterday on Monday, July 24th, and I had to. I played with Barbies when I was younger, and so I had to do it for the vibes. So now we're gonna talk about 10 things I learned from the Barbie movie. Had to dress up in all pink as if it was Wednesday. That's Mean Girls reference. We were pink on Wednesdays. Anyways, starting off with what I learned, number one is not to lose yourself in relationships. Because if you watch the movie, you saw that towards the end, Ken was explaining that he doesn't know who he is without Barbie. It's always Barbie and Ken. It's never just, it's Ken. And Barbie was like, it can be, it's Barbie and it's Ken. So you can be your own individual within a relationship. Basically, don't allow yourself to get like Ken, in the sense that you end up losing. Sorry, I'm in the airport. You end up losing. It's gone now. You end up losing yourself in your relationship. Don't do that. Starting off with what I learned, number two. Know who you are, so that when someone questions what you stand for, your existence, you can back it. You can back it. Your whole world won't crumble apart. You can say, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, blah blah blah, and you don't fall down. I can be like, I know that I love comics, I love mangas, I love all of that. So that when someone comes to me and is like, you're such a manga nerd, or you're such a comic nerd, or you're such a bookworm, but they say it in the most derogatory kind of term, I'm not like, oh gosh, is that not cool? I don't know what to do, blah blah blah. But if you know who you are, you know what you like, you don't care what others are going to project on you. You can stand firm in what you like without worrying that, oh my gosh, blah blah blah. I learned that as well. The third thing I learned is to try new things outside of your safe haven, no matter what the outside world is saying when you get there. So if you're comfortable, for example, in the States, and you have an amazing opportunity to go to like the UK or Canada or somewhere to do something, and you get there and it's like, oh my gosh, who's this person, who's this American girl, American guy, blah 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 blah, and it's like you feel like such an outsider. Don't turn around and run, do it still. Don't turn around and run, do it still. I looked, that part showed up when Barbie went into the real world for the first time, and everyone was laughing, and you know, all that type of bad energy. And it's like, she really could have just left, just based off their first initial how they were acting towards her. She really could have just left and went back to Barbie Land. But she's like, no, I have a purpose, I'm supposed to be doing something here, I'm gonna stick through. I really don't know what they're laughing about, but I have something I need to do. She didn't concern herself with the whole bunch of laughing and a whole bunch of catcalling and stuff. She's just like, I know I got something to do, and I'm gonna do it. This is what I want you guys to do. The fourth thing I took from it is that start over if you have to. Yeah, there will come a bunch of moments where you started something, it's not going the way you'd like, and you have to part with it and start again and come again and do something else, reinvent, try out a different way, in a different space, in a different time. Yes, but try again, start over. You can start over. You can start over. That's what I learned, because towards the end, she had to start over. She had to start over in a sense, because she left Barbie land and she went to the real world. And she really could have been like, oh, I'm not for the real world. I don't know what to do. There's going to be so many obstacles, blah, 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 which there probably were many obstacles that she probably had to deal with in the real world. But that comes with starting over. And sometimes you just have to do that, no matter how much it probably scares you. Like I knew it did with Barbie. The fifth thing I learned, and this is probably the most cliche thing that I am going to say, and it is, you can literally be anything you want to be within your circumstances and outside of your circumstances. You can go for anything. You literally can go for anything. If you're like, oh, I want to start a landscaping thing. Within your circumstances, you start within your circumstances and you work yourself up. If you're like, oh, I want to be a nail tech. I want to be a nail tech. Well, you save your money. You go to that nail tech class. There's another plane. You learn and perfect your craft. And then you go and you be a nail tech and you stick to it. If you say, I want to be a lash tech, you go do a lash tech class, you stick to it, but you can do it. You don't have to have, I want to be an artist. Well, go take some art classes. Learn what it means fundamentally to be an artist. You won't be a Van Gogh, but you'll be you. You'll be you. There will never be another Van Gogh. There will never be another Da Vinci, but there will always be you. You can be you within your art space. That's all I'm trying to say. It is the most cliche thing that I have to say though, but very true nonetheless. Sixth thing I learned is that every day cannot be perfect. She said it in Barbie. She's like, every day it's a good day, yada yada yada. And I won't dispute that fact. You will have like good days. You will have a couple of good days back to back to back to back to back to back. But there is a season for everything. And you also will have bad days as well. And so it's just to prepare for those, so that when the bad day hits you, you're not like a sinking ship. You don't know what to do. You can't. The thought of problem solving scares you to death. And you just don't know what to do. You just don't know what to do when it hits you. But it's just to be conscious that you might have bad days. And within your workspace, what does that bad day might look like? Maybe Carolyn, she's been waiting on you to slip up. Maybe one day she's going to pass you a bad remark. Is that going to ruin your whole day? It might sometimes. It really might. Is that going to ruin your whole day? It might. It really might. Something that you really wanted to eat, your sibling might eat the food before you get a chance to eat it. The milk that you probably wanted to drink, it might be spoiled by the time you get home. You won't always have perfect milk. Barbie's milk spoiled. Barbie felt. You might trip in public. God forbid, knocking on something. But you won't always have a perfect day. You might be late for work. You might miss a class. You might miss a test. But it comes and it goes. Because it won't stay bad forever. It will come and it will go. So let it go. Let it go. Seventh thing I learned is there is power in individuality. So it starts off, everybody's the same. Everybody's basically the same. Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Ken, hi Barbie, hi Ken. Everybody's basically the same person. But as it goes on, she's not just Barbie. She's stereotypical Barbie. Then you have adventure Barbie. You have all these different types of Barbie. They're not just a general Barbie. They're different types of Barbies. So you don't have to be like this specific person that you think you have to be based on where you are geologically, where you are at your university, what courses you're taking. You don't have to be that type of person. You can be whatever Barbie you want to be, whatever Barbie, whatever Ken, whatever Barbie want, whatever Ken. You can be go with the flow Barbie. You can be go with the flow Ken. So the 8th thing I learned is that there is power in being ordinary. You can just be ordinary. You don't have to have this specific shape. You don't have to have this specific degree. You don't have to have this specific car, this specific hairstyle, this specific whatever it is that you can name. You don't have to have it. You can just be ordinary. Number 9, self-awareness. The Barbie movie talks about being self-aware, in that the Barbies weren't really self-aware about how specific like rules, regulations, how Barbie Land was being run, how it affected the Kens. And then when the Kens took over, the Kens weren't really aware of how they were running Kendom was affecting the Barbies. So it could be in your family relationships, your friendships, your romantic relationships. You have to be self-aware of how certain decisions affect them. Yeah, being self-aware. Number 10, the last one is to cry. Is to cry, is to be vulnerable, is to be emotional. I know a lot of ladies are like, Barb, I'm a Barb. And you are a Barb. You are not wrong. But don't take it so literal, because dolls don't cry. Dolls are perfect. Be a doll who cries. Be a Barb who cries. Be a Barb, but also a human. Be a Barb, but also a human. Be a Barb when it calls for, but also be a human. Also be emotional. Also cry. Even Barbie cried. Even Barbie cried. So yeah, those are the 10 things I learned from the Barbie movie. Stick around for more. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.